Nope, people can't hear me yet. I realize that. Apologies. Studio mode is over. And welcome everyone. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. We're about to kick off here. We got lineups up on the screen. We are ready to do this. Well, we would be ready. Unfortunately, the stream's not. Game hasn't kicked off, and this is. And here in the United States, it's USA Network. So they are very good about just. We're gonna wait till the absolute last minute before we get this started. report, and also we made some slight adjustments, but at least I know I can be seen nice and pretty easily. Usually I have a secondary light going here, but I want to see how. Okay, there. Lights up and going as always. Secondary pass. We are about to kick off here. Fulham has. I don't know what the best way I can describe it as. It's once it was 2-1 against Tottenham, they're like, hey, we got 40 points. It just stopped. Everything just kind of stopped. Hopefully, everyone is synced up. We are kicking off. All right, why isn't Raul starting? I'm not actually sure, but I do know he's been running himself ragged these last few games. So I think it's okay that he gets a little bit some time off. I mean, he definitely could use it. Um, Another thing that is happening. This is the last game before the international break. I'd like to see what. Yeah, Muniz. I don't think he's actually had a start since he's been back. Outside of I feel like the cup tie in the EFL Cup, not the FA Cup, but I think in the EFL Cup he had just came back. I think they gave him a start there. But it'll be interesting to see exactly what you said. What Muniz is made of. And the thing with Fulham has never beat. I mean, Fulham. The last time they beat Burnley at Craven Cottage, this was 2018. So it's gonna be a hot minute. And of course, it's Scott Parker's on the bench for Burnley. I think for the most part, Fulham fans have been like, okay, we're not really, that time has passed. Enough time has passed. Scott Parker has tortured himself for like the last 6 years. But of course, Burnley. I mean, they're 19th, but I mean, what can you say about Wolves except like you want to know a team fighting for their lives and giving it like everything you have? Prediction. Mm, mm. The sad thing is the Fulham's I mean Fulham's way of playing is has not been great of late. In fact, Anderson, just to be safe, he's given up. Like Burnley already has a corner, but I also but I think the other thing is that because they have Oscar Bob in here starting, I mean, they got to figure something out. Um, and I know no one's gonna like what I say here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up another nil-nil draw. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a nil-nil draw, honestly, and I think that's one of the reasons why Muniz is in there. It's really hard to say that Fulham's going to score or Fulham's going to win when, again, they have not scored in their last 3 games. They didn't score against West Ham. They didn't score against Southampton. They didn't score against Forest. And even in the Tottenham game, both things happened. What in the first 30 minutes? And I know this is going to sound really really bad, but with how VAR has been for the last few games for Fulham, it's really hard to say that Fulham can decide this game versus VAR deciding this game. And they're just saying that literally in 2013, sorry, 2023 was the last time Burnley had a clean sheet away at home. I mean, away from home, and that was 2-0 against Fulham. But yes, I mean, the question is who is going to get who's going to score. And one thing that has to happen is Fulham has to be able to drive into the box and stop just trying to play off the left hand side. I mean, now Kenny Tete, we know he got injured. I'm surprised. I will say this: the United game was the United game was definitely questionable. I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it because it was the weekend, because it was Friday. But I do know that I do know that VAR is going to. I mean, I get they're going to change some of the rules next year, especially about time wasting. But the little offsides leniency thing, that's one of the first things that really do have to be changed. Robinson working off out of the corner, he couldn't find anyone, and Burnley gets the ball back, and just the danger is pretty much gone. Bassey keeping Fleming, and I think that's the other thing. Burnley doesn't score a lot of goals either, so this is why it's very hard for me to pick either team in this one. And of course, in this window, it is I yeah. In this window, this is the only game. I mean, but I mean, I will have to say, I that that red card against Maguire, that's something that should be talked about. But I'm not going to dwell too much on it because, again, Wolves, Arsenal, and look, and great job, but a slide. I mean, a great cross into the box. It was deflected by Bassey, but it could have easily been 1-0 Burnley. But yeah, the other games today: Everton, Chelsea, Leeds, Brentford. And they've already said that the VAR had to check whether that last thing was a penalty or not. And now they're showing the replay. I mean, it's Bassey with the slide. It does go off. They got and yeah. So now we're talking. So that will be something VAR. It looks. I mean, Bassey was dragging the arm, but I don't think it was intentional. It would have been harsh, but letter of the law that could have been a penalty. I mean, I got complaints yes about being partial against against the West Ham game, but no, I mean Southampton game, but no, that I can say I could see that called a penalty. I think it would have been harsh on Bassey, and I still think right now Bassey is still the best player on the pitch. and it's the up. I mean, and it's right above the elbow. Like if it was under the elbow, I get it. But that's but yeah, it's below. I mean, it's above the elbow. It's about the elbow. He's not trying. It's dragging. It is dragging, but it's not intentional. I mean, they're saying like a difficult, but again, right now Burnley has had two shots. No, I mean there has been no shots from Fulham right now. Burnley for the first 10 minutes definitely has the momentum, even though right now Fulham does have the ball, but it's just Sanderberger to Iwobi, and then but again, who's running into the box? And now, but to the fair, they are trying to work more of the right hand side, but it's clear that's not their thing. And good job by Josh King taking that back. Josh King into the box, trying to. He looked like he was trying to find Oscar Bob. He was literally being covered by two defenders, and of course Burnley takes the ball away. And now Burnley's taking advantage. It's on the run. Fleming, but definitely defended well by Bassi. Bassi had to come out and defend that one. Currently, and Burnley has had the most possession in this game, which I am perfectly fine with. I actually worry sometimes about Fulham and the amount of possessions they have if it's just going back and forth and not going towards the going towards the goal, or at least shooting towards goal. Like some of the best goals we've had this season are either outside the box or like one or two runs, like Harry Wilson's goal. And yeah, Burnley is 9 points from safety, but if things were to stay what they were, there'd be 8 points off of West Ham, and 8 points off of West Ham, which means 8 points off of safety. Like if no one else is more disappointing in the game against Nottingham Forest, it's definitely Burnley, Wolves, and West Ham. And just like that, Burnley gets another corner. They're reminding people about Fulham's first win at Turf Moor in nearly a century. But now, another corner, heading towards the back post. It is defended, but there is a foul, and it's going to be a goal kick. And that was Muniz who actually got fouled. And maybe that's the other thing is Muniz is a better defensive player than Jimenez. And it looks like um, Hannibal maybe took. Tottenham may be I think I wouldn't be. I'm not going to put that there. It would be. It would be interesting, but still, Burnley's still a worse team than Spurs. West Ham is a worse team than Spurs, and Wolves are a worse team than Spurs. And I think in the game tomorrow against Nottingham Forest, I think will, for the most part, determine for a lot of people if that will be the case. Because because again, if Spurs win tomorrow, they can go up above Leeds, depending on what happens between Leeds and Brentford, which I would think Brentford would take that. And if that's the case, then I think for the most part, most people would think Tottenham is safe. And I think cross into the box, keeper comes out, easily takes it. And it was Josh King who was trying to get after that one. And that is something that I do like about Josh King, even if he is still very, what's the best way I want to say it? Very ambitious to sometimes be detrimental to the team. I do like the fact that he does try to get into the box. Muniz gets it, shoots off the volley, and it sails over the bar. The crowd just gives applause, at least for the effort, and that's literally the sad thing. That's Fulham's first shot. I mean, it goes 10 rows into the stands, but that's Fulham's first shot. I mean, if nothing else, we'll definitely see by the end of this weekend. It'll be a lot more clear because by that time, a lot of people will have 7 games left. And there is, and I think Burnley may have to end up making their first substitution of the game. They're thinking, yeah, Hannibal is down. I think he's pulled. I think he may have pulled his hamstring. Not so much because he ran into Bassey. It was from earlier. I think he may. I mean, I think he may be done for the day. And yeah, it looks. And yeah, yeah, he's done. Hannibal is down. His hands in his face. They're now showing Mr. Khan in the booth watching this game. But no, I think Hannibal may be done for the day. Yes, the Silva contract is definitely unresolved. Even though right now he's talking with Anderson, trying to get now Hannibal. They're trying to get him up. Bassey's checking on him. Hannibal is nothing else. He has to go off the pitch because of treatment. They'll try to see if he can walk it off, or if he's or there's going to be an early substitution for Burnley. Yeah, Hannibal. Yeah, Hannibal's day is done. Leslie is going to have to come in for him. That substitution has went through. I mean, Bob. Yeah, Bob was 2 names, and West Ham. I will say they're going to be busy. But Harry Wilson going into the box, trying to find someone, has to get it back out to Anderson. Castagna back to Wilson. Wilson shoots from long range. but it goes just right. No, they're saying just right. I'm like, no, no, that wasn't just right. That had that missed by a minute. But on a side note, it is they are trying to work the right side a little bit, but Castagna is not going to be the one from the right side that goes into the box. Well, it looks Robinson tries to get it. It is not a foul. Robinson does go down. It's not a foul. Muniz stay in the box, but still the keeper is going to yeah. And now Burnley still keeping possession. And for those who are watching, thanks again. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. One of the only streams out there that does live reactions to act and watch alongs to Fulham FC games. And a header by Fleming with a nice header. It was straight at Leno. Anybody, anywhere but it is 1-0. And Leno is down. I'm looking at this because it almost looks like he got headed in the neck. I mean, and that was a great job by Fleming. I can't even be mad at that. Bassey's beat, Robinson's beat. It's just straight at the keeper. Leno gets to it, and then like Fleming literally puts his hand and almost chops Leno in the neck as a follow up. Yeah, and of course Zane Fleming is good, is one of the very few bright spots. He leads the team with 7 goals. And if there are any Burnley supporters in here, welcome, welcome. We're doing our best to stay pretty much neutral, but if there's anything that you can tell me about Burnley who I need to be watching for, Castagna, can you get to it? Castagna does. Castagna is not known for getting into the box. He does get across, and Fulham finally gets a corner. 23 minutes into the game, Fulham finally gets their first corner of the game. Harry Wilson is your corner taker. Corner towards the back. I mean, it goes towards the back post, but it never had a chance. I'm trying to think who had the run on it. Yeah, it was Timothy Castagna. I don't know how I feel about that. I know why they're doing this, you know, because it's awkward. But Castagna is kind of like Sanderberg, where it's just great defense. I mean, good defensively, but don't ask him to hold the ball for too long. But Harry Wilson tried to run up, but it's not able to get it. Burnley now playing that long ball. Anthony Robinson's not going to get to it. It's going to be Foster. Robinson trying to maintain it out of bounds. He's able to keep it in, but Burnley does maintain possession. And Robinson gives up the corner. And this is going to be Burnley's third corner of this match. And I know we haven't talked much about the bench, but Is Burnley? I mean, Burnley's bench is. I mean, I think the only person that may seem threatening coming off of Burnley's bench, at least from what I've seen this season, is Ashley Barnes. But that may not matter. Muniz does a great job defending the corner, and I think that's why you have Jimenez, Chukwueze, Carney, Sasha Lukic on the bench right now. The speed, a little bit of the quality, but also will be to Robinson. Kyle Walker closes down, but Fulham does earn a corner. And it is interesting watching Iwobi and Robinson work on that side together. Short corner, cross. Wilson, outside, straight at the keeper. Burnley and Jaden Anderson uh, tried to catch Leno out of the net, but not even close. He just he could not get a good kick on that, and it just sails left. But still, it will be a nice pass and a nice pass to Wilson. But again, no one in the box. Castagna slides it. That's where there. It was a nice cross back to Wilson. Wilson shoots over. It goes over the bar, but Wilson is trying to claim that the keeper got a finger on it. But yeah, Wilson is just not able to keep the ball down right now. We're gonna see if Laurent actually does touch this. No, that sails. That just straight up sails. I mean, Fulham has definitely played better in the last 5 minutes, but Burnley has still had the better chances. Especially since both for Fulham, for Burnley, both of their chances have been in the box versus having to actually work from outside the box, like take the shot outside and hope for a follow up. Fulham is not that strong of a team where they can follow up a shot from the outside. Anderson tried to get it to. Looks like they were trying to get it to Oscar Bob on the run, and we're now this game's almost we're almost at 30 minutes in this game. And like I said, I could not pick a winner. I wish I could, but I cannot pick a winner in this game because they're just not. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue with Burnley being more of a threat. It's just not where we're at right now. Anderson tried to cross. Castagna tried to run towards it. It goes sails past him, but is recovered by Josh King. Josh King being marked. Gets into the box, slides it. Shot by Harry Wilson. The calls for handball didn't happen. Sanderberg gets it back. Tries Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob finds Wilson. Wilson to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob being marked. Harry Wilson finds Sanderberg. Sanderberg finds Iwobi. They're all stuck in there. Tried to open up for Josh King, and it goes straight to the keeper. And now Burnley with the run. Actually, now slowing it down just a little bit. Was able to. Muniz with the interception finds Harry Wilson. Wilson for Muniz. Muniz was the run just a little too slow. Couldn't get past the two Burnley defenders. Maxime and Humphreys is who what Muniz was trying to get past, and it's just not happening now. And as always, I want to thank people who are joining me on stream. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. We are past the 30. We are approaching the 31st minute. Awobi had a chance there. Out to Robinson. Robinson easily defended by Kyle Walker. Walker, I forgot to say, he does have the armband today. Finds Robinson. Robinson does not shoot the ball. Oscar Bob calling for a handball. It's not time. You need to get back on the ball. Stop crying. Nope, not a foul. And now, and Burnley's able to get the ball out of danger. And now we got to slow it down. Now we get into this whole possession game, and everyone's like Burnley's getting back. Burnley just all we gotta do crowd the middle. Tried to free up, however, nice attempt was trying to free up. It looks like it was trying to free. Wilby was trying to free up Muniz. Muniz just doesn't have that ability yet. I mean, the commentators were even mentioning that Muniz is still not in the shape he was before his injury, and I sadly have to agree with that. And I know, and I should go ahead and mention because I'm hoping that this won't be an issue. But yeah, Chris Kavanaugh is the ref for this game. Awobi trying to find Wilson. Fleming does a great job of getting back ball back for Burnley. Yeah, Burnley again. Burnley is not really concerned about possession as much as just going and trying to attack. Castagna gets back to it, sends it back to Bassi. Fulham resets. It ain't just Harry Wilson that needs to step up. I mean, Harry Wilson has had a couple of shots, but the thing is, you're not gonna have that time to just set up and shoot. Like Wilson really has to find some way to shoot from the run of play. You're not going to get that chance to plant your feet again and shoot. But Muniz and Wilson were trying to break away, but Burnley had that offside trap ready for him. So Fulham is having to go back and forth. Awobi loses the ball. Yeah, and Jaden Anthony easily takes the ball away. Josh King trying to rush it down, back to the keeper, and just like that, Burnley doing a great job of just holding the ball. I mean, Burnley has a few injuries, so if the thing is mainly, I mean, Fulham may have to be playing them like they were a League One side where they're just hoping to tire them out defending in the first half, and then bringing on Chukwueze, bringing on Jimenez, bringing on Tom Carney, to maybe put some extra pressure and force Burnley to have to really defend. But again, Burnley has pretty much just from the last 2 minutes, not really attacking, but just really holding the ball. And as soon as I say something, they're trying to get Anthony Hartman, but Anthony still has the ball again, and Burnley just slowing it down. Like this is a nice spell of possession by Burnley. We're 35 minutes in. Neither team is Burnley still maintaining possession. And they're marking the fact that Burnley, being in the season, were not in a relegation fight compared to Fulham, but the results speak for themselves. The last win was February 11th at Crystal Palace. I mean, and if nothing else, okay, we're taking a second because two balls ended up on the pitch. It gets kicked out. You can argue a little bit of time wasting by Fulham. And they're talking about those a little bit of the Scott Parker history, promotion relegation with Burnley, promotion relegation with Fulham. You know, in Burnley, as far as I know, it's never been and a foul on Wilson, advantage Fulham, Iwobi, Castagna, in the box to Josh King, and able to get a corner. But Fulham is calling for a handball because he rolled with it, calling for a handball in the box, which could be a penalty. No, it's not a penalty because it wasn't a foul. It was just a handball, and yeah, Laurent is gonna get a card for that, and because it is a tackle on King, and I mean, he touches the ball. King goes down. Okay, they're gonna say it was accidental. Oh, sorry, Laurent with the foul on Wilson. Yes, that's definitely Josh Laurent, and it is going to be a corner which Harry Wilson is going to take. Bassi, Muniz, all struggling in the box, easily taken care of by the defender. Iwobi was trying to find Oscar Bob, and it just sails. And someone I remember asked me earlier in the season, how was Fulham on set pieces? Well, you may not be saying it, but you can definitely hear it. Just disappointment. That's what you hear is just disappointment. Can I just need to verify that people can hear me and stuff, okay? Yeah, we don't need to talk about the FA Cup anymore. It was frustrating, and yes, that's kind of what put you on the chopping block a little bit. But it's not even about the substitutions as much as we hadn't scored. We did not deserve to win that game. And literally, since the Spurs game, we haven't deserved to win any game. Sanderberger cross, Burnley easily defended. I don't know if if there was a talent thing in this, but I really do think some of these crosses need to be aimed a little bit more towards the back post instead of towards the middle, towards the middle of the area. Like there definitely needs to be someone running not towards the middle but towards the back post. Wilson, Muniz, like you literally see every easily blocked. There's three Burnley defenders. You're not gonna spin and shoot. Kick it back. Like Humphrey, like I can't even say Humphreys. Everybody was there. Like if your thing, Oscar Bob, is what you want to do, Robinson cross straight in the middle. Wilson is not tall. Wilson was not going to get to that. And just like that, Burnley's on a run. Prowse is Foster. Luckily, Fulham got back quick enough, but come on. We don't have, and Sanderberg needs to watch behind him. Passes to Iwobi. Iwobi finds Muniz. Muniz still very awkward with the ball. Back to Iwobi. Iwobi kicks it back out to Robinson. Robinson outside the block being marked and just kicks it out. Now Muniz is trying to see if there's a okay. They're checking for a handball. And it's like reasonable, like I can't, yeah, it is a handball, but it is accidental. I wish I could say it wasn't, but it definitely is. I mean, yeah, there like I didn't even have we didn't even have to wait for VAR on that. I'm like, if you're not gonna give one, you can't give the other. Humphreys is able to keep it in, but there's no one around, and I think no, Bassey's just gonna let it go back to Leno. I mean, Bassey, Sanderberg, I think they're just like Fulham is like gingerly going up the pitch, and then they speed up maybe about 20 yards from the box, and then it's like okay, everyone's back for Burnley. Now you got Josh King running around. King knocked down. It's gonna be advantage play for Fulham. Actually, I can't even say advantage for Fulham because they're just now they went back to their side of the pitch. Bassey trying to find Robinson. Robinson back to a Wilby. Oh, they're gonna say that was Bob. On a side note, I'm. It's nice that Fulham is trying to work from the right side, but at the same time, you're seeing how weak the right side is. Across was trying to find Robinson towards the back post, and that was the thing. You go towards the back post, it was a little bit more dangerous. Robinson, good run. It was defended, and it was like literally forced a corner. No, it wasn't a corner. My bad. It does go off of Robinson. It's going to be a goal kick. I mean, and there was going to be a couple minutes of stoppage time just because of Hannibal going down earlier in the match. But I mean, we are still, but yeah, we're still this whole nil-nil. I wouldn't be surprised if there's just 3 minutes. Even with that, there's maybe three, maybe another minute of stoppage. It's literally that one injury, that one substitution. There were VAR checks, but nothing that really stopped play for a long period of time. So because we're in the 45th minute, I put maybe 4 minutes of stoppage time on the clock. Bassey gets it, trying to swing it, but easily intercepted by Ward Prowse. Burnley now has it. Walker. And I am really trying my best to talk more in this one versus the forced nil-nil draw. Oh, yeah, 3 minutes. Like I said, 4 minutes stop. It was 3 minutes. Castagna, I get that they're trying to work that right side. And I'm glad that of that. It just, Castagna is not the one to do it. But I don't know who you put in there. And what's gonna make this sound worse is the fact that all this has happened as far as just this whole like complete lack of, I don't even want to say lack of quality, lack of score. It's like this has all happened since Kevin got injured. Like I think we now, it took so long to get to the point where Kevin was really gelling with the team. And now it's like, hey, we were complaining about playing with him. Now it's what's happening with playing without him. And while Fulham woke up, still holding on to, oh my gosh. Leslie, the sub, Leslie was like, Leslie was actually trying to make a good run there, and I think that may be the first. I mean, if you're Burnley, I mean, you're fighting. You've had opportunities. There's not much. You have nothing really to show for them, but at the same time, neither does Fulham. And yeah, but and they're saying that Fulham has conceded 58 goals, which is more than Wolves. But we're slowly, there's maybe 15 seconds of stoppage time left. And Muniz has it, but there's no one around him he can give the ball to. Humphreys easily deals with it, goes with it. It's going to be a throw in for Fulham, and probably Fulham's last chance to make anything happen this half. Robinson's going to do the throw in. It's, yeah, throw it as long as you can, see what happens. Because afterwards, it's going to be a whistle. Working that back post. Keeper grabs it, and there it is. Man. All right. I'm muting the halftime part of it. What do you want to say about that first half? What can you say about that first half that hasn't already been saying in the previous game? Like we should be happy that we didn't concede a goal. I mean, we literally may be going to two straight clean sheets because we haven't been able to score ourselves. I mean, is there something on the stat sheet worth, really even mentioning? And depending on who you ask, who has really been the better? It's hard to say who has really been the better side. And what I mean by that is literally, I mean, literally, when they say hello, and when you say who's been the better side, you look at the stats and like, no one really. That's what this is literally. Oh, sorry. This is the tail of the tape. This is thanks up the. I mean, I definitely up the Fulham, but they're not acting like it right now. This is the. I mean, this is the tail of the tape. I mean, if you had to think, oh, okay, that is wrong. Yeah, Burnley's been a little bit aggressive, but not that aggressive. Even though if I had to say one stat that like just jumps out at me is that Burnley has had the foul. Like Fulham has not committed a foul yet, which in that, I mean, I can't say that's a major deal, but I mean, granted, if Pellegrini was still on the team, there'd probably be like 3 or 4 fouls right now, and I'm sure Silva will make a change. I don't think there's anything you can do immediately. Like, I don't know if there is anybody that you can put in immediately for Fulham, or if you're really just trying to wait, until like who do you have on the bench that's going to come in, and really make that much of a difference? I mean, like like the Southampton game really. I think with a lot of people, if 9 changes being made that quickly, what what can you really do? I mean, like, who do you really think is going to come in, step up? I'm glad Raul. I mean, Raul obviously will be the first because I mean, let's face it, he's been run ragged. He has been he's been ran ragged, and he needed a break. You can as I don't know, and I'll go to the bench and look at it real quick. I just haven't been. I mean, Tom Carney's going to come in, but the question is, where do you put him, or who are you taking out for Tom Carney? And I don't see anyone doing that right now. The only people that I know will definitely come to this game are Sasha Lukic, and he will. I think he comes in for Castagna and Smith Rowe. I think he comes in for Sandberg. Like I will admit, this has not been. Actually, I won't. I don't even think Sasha Lukic comes in for Sandberg. I think I put Sasha Lukic actually in for Iwobi because Iwobi has done a good job of getting into the box or getting balls into the box, but he's not going into the box himself. And I feel like Sasha Lukic, like especially in the Newcastle game where he scored, even though we lost, like he would make that effort to get into the box. And I'm just gonna go back to my main because I really haven't talked about the bench. This is the bench. Smith Rowe, I could see I could see him going I could see Smith Rowe and Lukic coming in for Sanderberg and Iwobi. I can see Sessignon coming in for Josh King. I can definitely see Chuck Wazy coming in for Oscar Bob because Oscar Bob still looks like he's lost. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but I do think that should happen. If you're Burnley, the only person I see coming in, well, actually, two. Florentino, I can see him coming in for Laurent, and Foster. Foster, I don't think has really been great for Burnley, so I could see Ashley Barnes coming in for Foster. So I'm and if there are any Burnley fans, watching this, if I'm missing something, please let me know. I've only really seen Burnley play a few times outside of of the match at Turf Moor, and I do honestly think that is pretty much it on your bench. And I can be mistaken. I have no problem admitting if I am. I mean, yes, I know Marcus Edwards is in there, but he has one goal this season. And granted, it was a good goal. It forced Liverpool to that 1-1 draw. And to be honest, I'm not actually surprised Liverpool lost to Brighton either. I mean, people keep. I mean, if there's one thing I want, that if nothing else, if there is such a thing as a comeback player, or you never see it coming, it is like the re-emergence of Danny Welbeck. Like I don't think you would have. I mean, even as a striker, it's hard to think about. Like Danny Welbeck has 12 goals this season. Like I honestly did not see him maybe getting more than maybe 7 or 8. But Danny Welbeck with 12 goals is impressive. And I will and yeah, I'm definitely gonna give him props on that. Because again, I did not see that coming. Like that is, I think, the shock of the weekend. Now there, of course, there was supposed to be one other match, Man City and Crystal Palace. Of course, that's postponed. And yeah, that's it because every other match it was a draw. Man U Bournemouth, 2-2, and Wolves Arsenal. I mean, Champions League. I mean, Champions League and Europa took up a lot of people's time. I'm also going to point to one other thing that I do find interesting because I think I did. Yeah, I put up the. I mean, there's not much because of the break, the fixtures, and so we do get Liverpool next on the 11th. You got to wait till the 11th of April because of the break. Then you got Brentford, and finally we get a home game against Aston Villa. And by that we should know if it is we're whether we're fighting for Europe or we're just trying to. It's the Marco Silva and Harry Wilson, farewell tour. And and I'm just gonna go ahead and say because I'm sure someone may ask what I think about the Ricardo Pepi thing. For the American football, I'm a Raiders fan, and there was a whole incident with Max Crosby going to the Ravens and the Ravens backing out. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to talk about Ricardo Pepi until there is pen to paper. Not a verbal agreement, not a handshake agreement. If it's pen, paper, jersey, posing, and I see him on the practice pitch, then we can talk. Because the other thing is the World Cup, and I was getting a beep. The second half about to kick off. I'm going to step away briefly. And what I mean by briefly, I literally mean I'm only going to step away maybe. Because I've missed the second half kickoff so many times so far, and I'm just refusing to do it anymore. So I'm going to put the stats back up, and I'm going to go back 2 minutes. I put my timer on 2 minutes, and hopefully I'll be back before then. Thanks for everyone who's watched the stream so far. This is Joe Spraska with Up the Fulham. 45 more minutes to see if we can get a result or if we're able to keep another clean sheet. Of course it happened. Of course the second half happened. But hey, I was closer this time. There were no changes at halftime. I gotta adjust my timer because I'm about a sec. It looks like I'm about 30 seconds behind the stream that I'm watching. So I'm gonna adjust that. But second half has kicked off. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. Let's get that starting lineup back up. I mean, yeah, there's yes, Fulham has it in the half, but the question is, can they threaten the goal? Robinson slides it into Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob, who was on the outside? No one. And that's the thing. Wilson does not run. He's just like waiting, thinking Oscar Bob's like, oh, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. And literally the defender is like, no, and literally doesn't Eric Cantona on it. Robinson just goes Cantona on there, and it's a short corner for Fulham. Wilson into the box, straight at the keeper. And they're even saying right there needs to be runners. The ball is caught. There's definitely a chance. Just make the effort. All right, caught up. Sandberg, no. And it really is Burnley. It's like, hey, if we just defend these like first 5 minutes, we're probably going to win this game. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the score ticker because nothing's going to be happening right now. Josh King with the run, easily defend literally two defenders. There's no one coming to help him out. It's not about conviction. It's there was no one around him for him to get the ball to. King Awobi tries to slide it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Awobi is trying to find the pass to Josh King, but yeah, Josh King may actually be the first one who ends up getting subbed off. And Anthony, for what it's worth, has done his best. But yeah, I'm saying easily that's if I'm Burnley, that's probably the person I'm taking off the pitch first. Bassey fighting with Robinson, but Burnley gets the ball back. We got about 12 people watching the stream, and I'm thankful. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. Again, it is Burnley trying the long ball, chase down, headed back to Castagna to Leno. Leno is just going to hold it for a minute, trying to find something. Finds a Wobie, but there's no break. It's like we got to slow it down. We don't have that breaking. Fleming tries to get the ball, and yeah, it definitely was a loose touch by Muniz, and I think Muniz may actually be the speed isn't there for Muniz. Slide to Josh King, easily being marked. Any changes? No changes. No substitutions from either side. But I think if you're Fulham, Silva, Iwobi trying to find Robinson. Back post. Bob with the touch and just nothing. No one follows up. No one follows up. It's going to be a corner. No, no, not even a corner. It's an offsides. It's an offsides. Let me see if the save even counts. Bob tries, and that's the thing. Muniz offside position, but Fulham does. There's a break. Josh King. Josh King. No one is around Josh King. Josh King shoots. Save. And Muniz shot wide. Hey, yeah, that was good run by Josh King, but there's no one helping him out. It literally is the it literally was the only other shot on goal. Josh King gets it to the keeper. Muniz should be following him closely, and he does. Like at least that's the thing. At least there was a follow up. Muniz just does not have the speed. I mean, it's very rare. Yeah, and as you made me excuse at halftime, but I basically said unless unless there's pen to paper, posing with the jersey, seeing him out on the training pitch, a handshake, a handshake agreement isn't gonna make anything. Does not mean anything to me. I'm a Raiders fan. I saw what the Ravens did to Max Crosby. Sorry, I had to get something to drink at halftime. But I will be glad. But the thing is, it's hard to be happy about a striker if there wasn't a team to be around. There's so many other variables. Will Silva be back? Will Wilson be back? Will anyone else be leaving or trying to opt out of a contract? Would other players be signed? Anthony Robinson, Josh King. I mean, the big thing that's happened in this game, is Hannibal's injury early in the game, and Leslie, and yeah, and easily intercepted, foul by Robinson on Kyle Walker, and that is going to easily be a yellow. Yeah, these slow passes aren't gonna work. Remember, they're fighting. They're fighting. Robinson does not go towards the ball quick enough. Walker, you can see him out the corner of the eye. Robinson needed to go down for the ball earlier. And now I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking Sessignon for Josh King, but now I'm wondering if it's going to be Sessignon for Robinson. And Ward Prowse is going to take this free kick. And this is a very good opportunity for Burnley. Fulham has not done great on set pieces. And I'm not just talking offensively, I'm talking defensively as well. And we know and Fleming can get his head on that. Back corner. Humphreys gets back to it. Burnley resets into the box. Luckily, he takes a deflection and goes straight to Leno. Leno trying to find someone to throw and get on a break, but there's nobody. So he's just booting it away, hoping for falls for Muniz. Muniz trying to find Josh King. Josh King's able to get it. Josh King trying to get it to Harry Wilson, but Harry Wilson just wasn't fast enough. And it just wasn't a good pass either. No, the second is shaping up a lot like the first half. Has the game been more interesting? Absolutely. Does either team seem like they're more likely to score? Don't know. It's just that third. Neither of them have that follow through to where I was. Someone asked me who I thought was going to win, and my answer was I can't pick anyone to win. But I will say, don't be surprised. The longer this game is 0-0, sadly, maybe the longer we have to wait for substitutions. But I'm really hoping that I'm wrong, and Silva starts to look at the bench in this around the 60th minute. Because the thing, it's not about Fulham holding the ball; it's finding that final pass, and the person receiving that pass and shooting when there's no one in front. And now this Wilson forcing it back, cross into the box. Muniz header towards the right, and it just kept going right. And to be fair, Muniz was not marked well. It was a clean opportunity. Like no one is high enough on him. It's just his head. He couldn't get. He got it off the side. He got off the corner. He needed to get it off the side of the head to swing it more to the left. And that just didn't happen. Are you from the states? You're in Nevada. I'm out of North Carolina. Um, Specifically like the Triangle area. Which a funny story about it is the first Premier League team I ever saw was Burnley. They had just won promotion, and they were doing their first kind of tour, and they came to Cary, North Carolina, and played the Carolina Railhawks, which would be called NCFC, and now no longer technically exists because of the restructuring of the USL. And it looks like Chukwueze is going to be the first one to come on. But yeah, the Railhawks won the game against Burnley. I want to say this is about 2008, 2009, maybe even a little bit earlier. No, 2007, I believe. But into the box, shot, goal. Ian Fleming, 1-0 Burnley. And it was well deserved. It was well deserved too. That's exactly what Fulham does not do. Ian Fleming, and that's what a strike. It's you. He knows where the goal is. He kept going in the box. And I believe it's Kyle Foster that gets it to him too. Yeah, Walker. Yeah, easily. Lyle Foster gets it, and that's the. It's Joaquin Anderson. He's the one who's supposed to be marking Fleming. He does not. He is just caught ball watching. almost forgets that Fleming is there until after the fact. Leno also not looking at, wasn't watching Fleming. He was caught ball watching as well. And when I said Fulham has not beat Burnley at home since 2018, there's a reason for that. And I had said the long they were preparing 60th minute. That part was right. And also the part the longer this game goes 0-0, the longer it'll be before the substitutions. I wish I wasn't right about that, but that's exactly what happened. Burnley is ahead 1-0, and it is rightly so. Because when was the last time you seen a goal from Fulham where they're open like that? Where a cross comes into the box and no one is and the marking on the main shooter is that bad. Liking to suffer is an understatement. There's liking to suffer, and then there's like straight on masochism. And I think Ward Prowse is actually going to get. I don't know if he deserves it, but I think Ward Prowse is actually going to get a card for that. Yeah, they're going to give him a yellow. And Anthony Robinson getting, yeah, I'm not against for Sessignon. That one was like for like. That was not going to be. Yeah, no arguments on anything. For the most part, this game has been okay in regards to the referee. Bassey try, come on. Come on, Fulham. Come on. I am a Raider fan. It's one of those weird things where military cross was trying to find Chukwueze, easily dealt with by Walker, and it's going to be a corner. Short corner. Sessignon was trying to find Wilson. Wilson again did not have the time to shoot. He tried to set himself up to shoot, and I'm like, you can't do that. You when that ball comes, you either pass the ball. If there's someone marking you, just pass the ball. They're not going to let you shoot. Josh King going into the box. Finds Wilson. Wilson, again, he's being marked pretty well. Sessignon. Sessignon goes into the box. Sessignon trying to find Muniz. It wasn't Muniz. It was actually, I mean, Muniz was there, but Castagna was the one who went for the header. Walker does great defending. But yeah, I'm a Raider fan. I'm a Raider fan through all the moves from LA to Oakland, sorry, Oakland to LA, back to Oakland again, and now Vegas. Chukwueze trying to get it into Iwobi, but where was Iwobi going to go with the ball? What was he going to do? That's the thing. You see Iwobi And Walker, yeah, he's on Castagna, and that's not something you should really like. Castagna should not be. I mean, that's how bad when you know your offense is. Was Castagna shooting, Sanderberg is shooting. I wish they never would have left Oakland. And the reason I'm saying that because but at the same time, everybody's now left Oakland. Like literally, they don't have the A's anymore. They don't have the Warriors. Golden State was in Oakland. They moved. And Joshua Josh King. Josh King. Does he finally have it? Josh King finally got his goal. Come on. Josh King finally got his goal. I'm just checking because no VAR. He's onside. Josh King is onside. He spins, the goalie gets it, and Josh King spins again. He stays on the ball. I mean, and that's all keeper there. He tried to grab it. It goes underneath his leg. King spins around and gets it in. And it literally is a nutmeg. Okay, hang on, hang on. Yeah. And now Fulham's attacking again. Can they get? And it's Josh King. Josh King trying to find Chukwueze. It's a little too far out. Keeper just sails it out. Kick. But finally, that is definitely a break. Great Josh King. Sorry, great job, Josh King. Not great. It's finally something to Josh King again. Running. And now it's a corner. And yeah, Josh King, sorry, also congratulations, for getting called back for the England under 21s. Corner back post. Castagna was there, but yeah, it's gonna be a goal kick. But finally, I mean, it's nice to actually see that hey, we can score. And the keeper's down, just trying to. Yeah, cynicism is an understatement. And again, keeper's still kind of down. I mean, now they're just showing some of the replays. But yeah, they're showing and Fleming's goal was fine. And just because I hadn't had a chance to pull this up, this is your tail of the tape right now. Fulham won, Fleming, Fulham won, Burnley won. And it's the Chelsea game. We've been watching the Chelsea. We've been talking about it for so long, and it's horrible that he won goal of the month for Fulham in August, and the goal didn't count. And and even the commentators are like, we're going back and we're talking about that, but even he's like, that was a poor decision by the refs in that game. And now, Silva. I mean, it's nice that it's a stoppage. It's a long stoppage. We're not, there's not going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time in this one. Sandberg's able to get back to it and get it back to Leno. And it's just a sale. And even now, the commentators are talking about, yes, we're having this kind of time wasting rule, or if you do have to get some sort of treatment, going off the pitch. But now you have when it happens to the keeper, you can't really have the keeper go off the pitch. So now, but yes, if you're gonna say that's a little bit of time wasting by the keeper, that's understand. I mean, it's understandable. It is time wasting, but it's understandable time wasting. Harry Wilson running into the box. Harry Wilson shooting. Harry Wilson scores. Harry Wilson scores. 2-1 Fulham. No offsides. No VAR. Thank you. Gosh. Finally. And I'm just checking. Oh crap. I'm I really do think, but that's the thing. On the ball, Wilson, he didn't feel comfortable passing. At least Wilson is like, okay, let me make sure I find some place to shoot. Could he have passed it to Muniz? Yes. And the thing about it is he slides it, but he doesn't nutmeg the keeper, he nutmegs the defender. I think he technically nutmegged two defenders. And that's his 10th. And this is the first British player with 10 goals in a season for Fulham since Ashley Cole? Crap, I forgot he played. Wait, Ashley Cole played for Fulham? And way to go, Josh King, not just a goal, but an assist as well. And again, Burnley coming right back. Great pass by Anthony. Great pass by Anthony. Laurent, if he kept it down, that would have been 2-2. But still, it's a corner for Burnley. Ward's proud. Sorry, Ward's Prowse. Muniz does a good job getting it out. And Sessignon, he gets a hand on it. And a quick restart shot by Burnley. Leno goes down, saves it comfortably. I'm happy that Wilson scored, but this game is not over yet. This is now a draw will piss you off. But business picked up. And Burnley, they're going to make some changes real quick. But Josh King, how about this? 1 goal, 1 assist. I don't know how many people had him in a fantasy, but I don't know. I did have Harry Wilson in my fantasy. Eventually, it was going to happen, but great. But Josh King has good pace. I'm glad he got to it. Muniz is slow, but has not had a bad game. But Ward's Prouts open, gets it out to Foster. Foster keeps it in. Marked by Sessegnon. Sessegnon kicks it. And it's luckily, I think it with it out, it does sadly give it gives Burnley a chance to make their changes. And luckily it was just to the right of the corner flags. So it's going to be a throw in. They try to still decide if the changes are going to happen or they're not. And yes, the changes are going to happen. No, I don't. Okay, that wasn't Ash. Okay, not the Ashley Cole I was thinking of. I just had to. And of course, yeah, Ashley Barnes, I was expecting him to come in. Josh King, yeah, great pace from Josh King. There's going to be a whistle. Mm-hmm. Substitutions are in for Burnley. Burnley has two subs left. Fulham still with three. Yes, and that's another. And they're reminding people that Fulham has the the average starting line, oldest starting lineup in the Premier League. And granted, that's mainly because of Raul Jimenez, but still. But mm, even though Rodrigo Muniz hasn't really had any shots at the ball, he has been really solid defensively. And instead of having to kind of feed the ball to Jimenez and force try to have Jimenez be more of a be more defensive minded. But just like that, Fleming open, but nothing happened there. Iwobi was trying to free up Chukwueze. Iwobi does a great job. He's just on the back. Yeah, that's a foul. Like he just wanted to give he didn't like he liked Kyle Walker. He just wanted to give him a hug. He just wanted to give him a hug. And now Walker tried to get it straight. Oh no, that was Hartman trying to find was literally trying to find. Crap, words aren't coming yet. Was trying to find Barnes in the box. Jimenez is going to come in, and Emil Smith Rowe is going to come in for Josh King. So can we see if ESR can make something happen? Moonies. Okay, sorry. I'm not gonna do that. No, but I can't. No, he doesn't go. He did 80 minutes. He did 80. He did 80 minutes. But yet, Hartman. Oh, he had so much space. Leno had to make that save. That is goalward bound. But good gosh, big up big up to Burnley into the like they're not. You know, this is a team fighting relegation. Back into the box. Tried to find Fleming. Harry Wilson does get the ball away. Keeper has to come out. Yes, Burnley was about to be back on terms. It is a deflection off of. It looks like it was off of Castagna, but Bert Leno throw. Burnley definitely good. Bassey, good job marking Edwards. Chukwueze finds Jimenez. Jimenez is gonna has to walk it back, but just having some possession now. 80. We're 84th minute. This is the only game on this docket. So it's like if you don't like Burnley or Fulham, enjoy this as a neutral. It took a while. This game was 0-0 at halftime. Business picked up. Chukwueze, you gotta do better defensively. But he is definitely a better defender than Oscar Bob. Harry Wilson, Iwobi does a good job of getting the ball to him. Chukwueze out on the side, finds Smith Rowe. Back to Chukwueze. Chukwueze, he has an opportunity to shoot. He does. It's deflected. And Castagna maybe a little bit too. It's a deflection. I mean, he definitely should have shot earlier. Easily headed away by Humphreys. And that's the thing. Yeah, Chukwueze is a loanee. Will he come back? I personally would like him to come back. I do think with more time and not just another striker, but also someone else in the midfield. It's okay. 86th minute. We have not talked about this. So if you are neutral, I'll go ahead and explain this. We're getting something known as Fulhamish time. What that means is This is the most likely where Fulham will give up a goal either for someone to tie or an opponent to tie or win the game. And Walker's coming off. Harry Wilson comes off. And Harrison Reed's going to come on. No, especially if you're the match winner, going to Wales. And Harrison Reed is going to comes in for Harry Wilson. Let's see. Can we get the nail? Can we put the nail in the coffin? Awobi over the head, just straight to the. Oh, Awobi, what was he doing? What were you doing? And now Fulham has to be quick to defend. This is come on Fulham time. There may only be 8 people here, but still, I think you're. Thank you for staying because I think we're gonna get an interesting finish. It's definitely been a tale of two halves, and Castagna heads it out. We're gonna have a corner kick for Burnley. We know Fleming can get his head on the ball. And this, I should mention, this is the Putney Inn. So this, all the Burnley fans are over here, and it just sails. There was no, he was going for that far back post, but there was no one there. Parker with his, his tight suit, still flashy, but tight suit. He knows how to actually wear a suit for what it's worth. If nothing else, this time at Fulham, other than getting them up and getting them down, he knew how to dress. And just a little bit, and now Burnley's on the break. Chala in the box, saved by Leno. Leno grabs it. 90th minute, folks. And it's just, I mean, because I was gonna say, I thought, was there still a sub left? Yeah, all of a sudden, it's okay. It's gonna be 6 minutes. Oh no, they're still adjusting it. Yeah, it's 6 minutes of stoppage. No, there is no script. We do not want the script. Bam, Awobi. Can Fulham get their first win at home against Burnley since 2018? Slides. Harrison Reed. Header for Jimenez. Jimenez just sails it out. He's trying to make it on target. If nothing else, time is coming off the clock. Oh, Mitsit Smith Rowe. Opportunity wasted. That with definitely get away with it. Sessegnon gets the ball back. Sessegnon into the box. Sessegnon finds Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe back to Harrison Reed. Smith deflected. Smith Rowe trying to get to Chukwueze. Chukwueze. They're still keeping possession, but finally it goes to Burnley. Was going looking for Barnes. Doesn't happen. Leno boots it back. And I know that. Oh, and my phone is officially dead. There, Laurent goes down. It's a foul on Iwobi, and it's going to be a throw in. Oh no, it's not going to be a throw. And Iwobi's going to get a ticket for that. Yeah, because Iwobi kicks it out. Iwobi kicks it out. A little bit of frustration there. Let's keep ourselves calm. It's a free kick. Humphreys does launch it long. Joaquin Anderson gets back to it. Jimenez, great pass. Chukwueze keeping possession. Slides trying to free up Jimenez in the middle. Jimenez! Dealt with by the keeper. The keeper. It's a red card. It's a red card. Josh Laurent fouled Jimenez. It's a red. Please stand by. Jimenez is on the break. Laurent, yeah, there's the foul in the back. It's going to be a penalty and it's going to be a card. Yeah, he just steps on his foot. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, he's trying to step on the foot. The keeper does a great job keeping it out. But yeah, Josh Laurent, red card. That's it. And yeah, it's been a while since I've had to use that. Yeah, red card indicator is up. And now Jimenez. The 100% record. Can Jimenez keep it? The nail in the coffin or to give Burnley hope? Because if he misses it, that's going to be the story of the game. Jimenez, the run up, the hesitation, the shot, the goal. The crowd. Burnley. Run doesn't fully stop. Does not fully stop. He shuffles, but he doesn't actually stop. He's not stopping. And the keeper does get the hand on the ball. No, it doesn't. it doesn't stop the fact that that was indeed a red card. That was indeed a penalty, and the keeper didn't stop it. And now Sanderberg trying to find Jimenez. Sanderberger finds Iwobi. Iwobi into the box. Iwobi to the back post. Chukwueze puts it left. And he knows this should be 4-1. These are the opportunities, like, hey, you want to get into Europe? Guess what? Goal differential matters. He knows he could have done better. And right now, I know people are leaving, but we are triple four now. Mind you, all of this is second half. This game took a sweet minute. Chukwueze, Jimenez, Smith Rowe shot by Chukwueze. He's still trying. I don't know if the keeper got a hand to it or if it just sailed left. No, it just sailed left. Kick, whistle is now anytime. Sanderberg, oh my gosh, he's actually doing a really good job holding the ball. Reed, come on, Fulham. We're trying. We don't waste. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm not even gonna get too upset about that. Yes, we know about the contract. We know about the contract. And they're like, okay, and yeah, the comment is like, okay, okay, okay. The Fulham won, good for them. It's Everton and Chelsea. Like that's the real game. No, no, it is not. No, it wasn't. That was not. I mean, what can I say? Finally, good on Fulham. I wish they could have kept the clean sheet, but Fleming's goal was good. I can't even be upset with that. Fleming's goal was really, really good. Fleming's goal was really, really good. So this is how this one ends. I know we'll keep the background up. 3-1. King, Wilson, and Jimenez gets it in with that final penalty. Fleming again, a really, really good goal. I think also, I think with the international break coming up, that's gonna really help them as well. I mean, granted, with the win, Fulham is now eighth in the table. Even with Brighton's win, they're still a point above Brighton. So that's, but now they're 4 points behind Chelsea in sixth place. Liverpool's lost. They're now, they are. We all love Liverpool lost. except if you're except now if you're cheering for Brighton. I mean, if you that's gonna be interesting. And we gotta unfortunately we gotta wait a few weeks before that because that's who's next. It's Saturday, April 11th, but that's who's next. It is gonna be Liverpool and Fulham, and this is it's gonna be an Anfield. It's gonna be an Anfield, but still, just it's nice to it's nice finally for Fulham to get a win at home. And even though these last two games, the loss to West Ham and the draw to Forest has not been great. It's still to keep in mind. Out of their last five, Fulham has 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Like that's their form. That isn't that bad. But now Burnley needs to be careful because their next game, also on the 11th, is against Brighton. Well, yeah, so okay, well, even so, we don't know Brighton is no joke. And they get Burnley next week. I mean not next week, but they're gonna get Burnley after the break. And that one is, however, that one is gonna be a Turf Moor. And one of the things that I did say earlier is that Wolves are only 3 points behind Burnley. And their next match is against West Ham. Now West Ham still has to deal West Ham still has to deal with Villa. But a win by West Ham will take them above Spurs. Not only will it take them above Spurs, but it will put them on level as regards to points as Leeds. Now, unless Leeds like completely collapses, they're not going to drop from where they're at. But yeah, Fulham is a point behind Brentford, 4 points behind Chelsea, and that Liverpool game. I think that's your really your your question is you're talking. Mm, you're 5 points behind Liverpool, and Liverpool's in fifth. And we still get Villa. So these next 3 matches for Fulham, this is gonna, and I'm glad they're gonna have their time, take their 2 weeks, because all 3 teams that they face, Liverpool, Brentford, Aston Villa, they're all ahead of Fulham. Liverpool's in fifth, Brentford's in seventh, Villa is in fourth. Now, if we're saying the European dream is alive, then yes, this game proved it. But but before we get too high up, you gotta hope West Ham does something amazing tomorrow. And I think for a lot of people, they're hoping. If you're a Fulham fan, you want West Ham to win. If you are a Burnley fan, you want West Ham to win. If you're a Wolves fan, Wolves, you get to just rest. Like after that Villa game, I mean, after that game against Arsenal, Wolves deserves their rest. Not saying they actually can pull off the Great Escape Part 2, but they are fun to watch. Like if there has been a team that has actually been fun to watch these last few weeks, Outside of Brighton, it's Wolves. But of course, the Crystal Palace game was Man City game was delayed because you know what happens tomorrow. It's that EF Cup final, which I know a lot of people have left, but for the people that are here, who are you picking tomorrow? You picking Arsenal or you picking Man City? And I think Semedo is actually ineligible to play for Man City in this one because he already played. I think because he already played with Bortman. I think he's ineligible for this. So I think honestly I have to give this one to Arsenal. But if Semedo was able to play, I would have put Man City because he's been amazing since he made that trade. But in Arsenal, yeah, they're not boring. Arsenal's just been like we beat Brighton, we won our we beat Mansfield, and we've taken care of Bayern Leverkusen. So, but yeah, it's good. It should be a good cup tie tomorrow. Um, I'm not doing any neutral streams because of the holiday and stuff coming up. But after a very very slow first half, it's really just nice to actually see Fulham not just get 3 points, but and I'm just checking our previous fixtures. But yeah, I'm just verifying. Yeah, for only I think the fifth time this season. Yeah, for only the fifth time this season, score 5 goals. I mean, not score 5 goals, but to score more than 2 goals. This was really really needed. And as you get to this countdown, like I think the Brentford game is definitely the one I think we can win. For these next three fixtures, the Brentford game we have to get the 3 points there. Liverpool, I'm okay with a draw. Villa, I'm okay with a draw. But I think we need at least 5 points would be the minimum. 7 would be great. I think 7 is realistic because I think we can beat Villa at home. 9 would obviously be amazing. And then we're no longer talking about Europe. We're actually maybe talking about Champions League. Okay, maybe that's going too far. Maybe that's just jumping a little too far talking about Champions League. But like at least your Europa League or conference, those are realistic. If we can get 7 points, I think we can really make a run. If we get 5, that is the minimum. Anything less than 5, then the goal becomes just finishing top half of the table. because I think honestly, outside of Wolves and Newcastle, everyone else is above us in the table. So it is, if we're going to make Europe, if we make Europe, if we want to make Europe, we are going to be fighting for it, and we are actually going to have to punch above our weight. And those matches we couldn't win against West Ham, the ones we couldn't win against Forest. Like those were two matches. That was our clear shot. Now it is, guess what? You got you got to run a gauntlet now. Like you have a serious gauntlet because after Villa, you have Arsenal, then Bournemouth, and then you kind of have your cool down with Wolves and Newcastle, and those two games will be must win no matter what. But first things first, you gotta you know what's here. You gotta have that hunger. You gotta clean your plate and leave no crumbs. And that's it. That's my post max re my post match reaction. 2 weeks. Harry Wilson, Jimenez, all you on the international break. Stay healthy. Wilson, I know he's still trying to get Wales into the World Cup. So, but still, no injuries. Play your best. Do your best for your country. No injuries, please. Because we've already seen in these last few weeks how much one injury has hurt this team. We ain't getting. If we're really serious about Europe, then we need to get healthy. For those who aren't playing during the break, rest up. Now, I know Sasha. I mean, especially Kenny Tete, Sasha Lukic. Definitely get some rest. On a side note, it was kind of it was kind of sad to see Smith Rowe in there because you could just see the rust on him. But he did. I mean, for the most part, he did hold up the ball, and rightly so. Josh King, goal and assist. Man of the match, followed by Harry Wilson. Zian Fleming, definitely the man of the match on Burnley's side. It was a great goal by Fleming. Like I like that. If nothing else, is maybe the one thing that can take away from this is there is quality on Burnley. It's just there's few and far between of those moments. But when you have those moments, they're wonderful to look at. And it was the same thing at the game against Turf Moor. There just wasn't enough of those plays that they convert on. So I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna wish Burnley good luck on the rest of the season. If if you're able to stay up, hey, more power to you. If you do go down, um, you guys do actually hold a special place in my heart. Not just for the fact that you guys are the first Premier League team I ever saw. It's Scott Parker. If you go down, just please get rid of Scott Parker and let him ride off into the sunset. Because it just seems like you guys are just gonna keep going. That man just brings something where the only quality seems to be his suits. Yeah, it's the suits, okay? Scott Parker brings his suits. Not much else, but he does bring his suits. Have a good one, folks. I'll see